Couturebaes, it's your girl Brie Brett going live with the Brie Talk. And baby, we got to talk about Miss Monique Samuels. She owes a lot of people an apology. And so do the fans. Y'all need to apologize to me. Now, before we get into that, let's like, comment, and subscribe. Tap that notification bell so you can get all the updates and alerts. And remember, opinions are not facts. Monique's former bestie Gigi has decided to go live. You know, them IG press conferences are going to keep people on their toes because they always spilling the tea. Let's get into the mess.
Absolutely love them. So to hear the stuff that she was saying, I was in a state of shock. And she's like, telling us how she's starting to find other men attractive, and you know it's bad when I'm looking at other people because I love Chris. I love Chris's dirty draw. We left there. We concluded the night at the restaurant and left and went to a club. When we first got there, she introduced me to the birthday girl, and then she introduced me to a young man who she said was her trainer. So I'm like, oh, okay, he's cute. And so, the night is going on and she's getting a little bit more wasted. She's getting a little drunk. But she's dancing weird, dropping it like it's hot, showing her underwear, and it's really not on purpose that she's showing them, but I'm saying, bro, you need to chill out, So then she keeps making her way over to the trainer guy. Right, and they're a little bit close, or whatever. And I go and pull her away from the trainer, like, yo, what are you doing? You're tripping right now. Like you're tripping. There are all these people in here. You're on reality TV. People gonna be having their cameras out, doing a whole, like she was just doing the absolute most. So I was, pulling them apart. And she's laughing, she's giggling, she thinks it's funny because she knows I'm a very protective friend, So, night goes on, she's still drinking. So, at this point, I can't even get any level of intoxicated because I feel like I have to watch her, because I'm looking at who else is around. So I know, so she could remember it. I started videotaping her, or whatever, so she could see. The next day, when I had a conversation with her, what was going on, right? It was not a kiki moment. I felt very uncomfortable in that environment. She was getting a little too close to the trainer, and she looked very comfortable there. So I was, I was in a state of shock, So I called my husband. Well, I was talking to Lee, who's the other person with me there, and I was like, yo, like, get her. And it was like, yo, she bugging, right? So she'll make her way back over to the trainer. I'll pull her away. Every time she went over to the trainer, I'll pull her away. I called my husband because I was like, look, I don't know what to do. I'm ready to go, but I think they wanted to go to some other after party in some other spot. And I didn't feel comfortable leaving her there, right? So Chris is like a brother to me. Literally like a brother to me. We were all very, very, very close. Monique was in my wedding. I was in her wedding. Chris and I, had a bond. He has a bond with my husband. We spent a whole lot of time together. So I called my husband and I asked my husband for advice on what to do in that situation because I felt very uncomfortable. I started to revert back to the conversation we had at the restaurant when she was telling us that, like pre-gaming us, like, when she said, hold up, like I'm starting to find other men attractive. So I'm like, oh, okay. This is where that conversation came from. She wanted to forewarn me that, but she didn't come out and say anything. She never told me that she was dealing with the trainer, but they just looked they looked very comfortable. She's sitting on the couch and I can see her texting. And apparently it was the trainer. He was like, yo, what's up with your girl? And she's responding and she says, that's just Gigi. She's just very protective of me. So he was like, why is she being the pussy police? Those were his exact words. So my husband is like, I don't know. Maybe I should call Chris because I know Chris is down at one of the clubs down the street. So he can come up there and, like a little interception or whatever. So he can intercept the bullshit. So my husband ends up calling Chris. So he comes down to the club and he gets Monique from the club. So after he gets her, I don't know what conversation that he and my husband had at that point, but I just wanted her to get out of that environment, because of everything that was going on and the people that were there. So the next morning, Chris calls me. My exact words to Chris was, I said, I don't know what you're not doing, but you need to fix it. You need to fix it. And he's like, what you mean? I said, and number 2, get rid of that goddamn trainer. So he's like, what's going on? And this is where, I can own my shit. I said, she looked a little bit too comfortable with the trainer. And, he was like, what you mean? So I was, going home the night. And what happened, because, I had already shared this with my husband. I don't know at this point what had been shared with Chris. So I didn't want to be, make my husband look like a liar, right? So in mind you, Chris is like a brother to me. And Chris was like, man, Gigi, I'm not gonna say nothing. I know how much you love Monique. I know, how close y'all are, and I know how she is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say anything. But I told him like he needs to fix it. Whatever's going on, he needs to fix. And then I told him, about the trainer situation. He did ask me, do I think that she slept with him? I told him no. I don't think they slept with each other. I said, but they look too comfortable, so I think you should just get rid of him. Right?
Chris had a whole girlfriend at that time. So she was the home worker, but because she needed somewhere to live or whatever, but I've always had my own. I've never depended on anybody for anything. Nobody for nothing. I've always had my own. I've always been a provider. I've always been a hustler. Always. Now, she never lived with me. If she said that out of her mouth, she's a whole bold-faced lie. As a matter of fact, even up until they got married, Chris wasn't buying her stuff. She wasn't this red bottom type chick. That was not her. She was on his payroll. She was his personal assistant for many years. And because she didn't have anywhere to go, she didn't want to go back to Jersey. So because she didn't have anywhere to go, she latched on to him, because I remember when she met him. Me and her was online together looking up how much he was worth. Let's be 100% real. I'm not envious of nobody. And Monique will tell you, I've always supported her. I always was her cheerleader. People do make mistakes. In that situation, I absolutely should not have had that conversation with her husband. If I can go back or whatever, I shouldn't have, but I didn't know what else to do. And my brother was coming to me, asking me what's going on. He called my phone and asked me based on whatever my husband told him. Okay? No, Monique, okay, let me stick to the script. So it's hard for me to actually, hi Robin, it's hard for me to actually tell the story. I get thrown off when I'm trying to address the comments in here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so she's gone. I didn't know how to do that. I'm never on ID. Okay, so I'm learning how to use this. Okay, so I've always been her cheerleader. We were very, very, very good friends. As a matter of fact, Hazel was more or less like my sister. But like I said, do I regret having that conversation with Chris? Yes, I do. I should have had a conversation with her first. But like I said, I was trying to talk to her at the club. She wasn't, listening. She was inebriated. So, when my brother came to me and I'm trying to give him advice, like telling him whatever it is, like just fix it. Fix it. Fix it. So fast forward. So he came to me. He was like, Gigi, like what you told me for.
I liked Monique, but I do know this. Sis do know how to lie. When that mama was telling the truth about her, she got in her feelings. And I noticed that is the trend with Monique. Anytime somebody tells the truth about her, she wants to fight. From Charisse, Ashley, to Candace, to Green Eyed Giselle. Y'all can say what y'all want, but everybody isn't lying about you, girlfriend. That is the rumor of Potomac, because that man was no longer allowed to come around. See, I knew Monique was sneaky when she said I fell asleep because I was tired behind the wheel due to stress versus that alcohol. Sis know how to lie and she knows how to put on. I believe everything Gigi had to say. They've been friends for so long, and she sullied that girl's name. And Charisse is no longer protecting her, because for what? For what? She sees what type of person Monique is. There's nothing wrong with being strategic, but when you play dirty, honey, you never win. You got to own it. But those are my thoughts. What are y'all thoughts on this? Comment down below, and I got to go. Bye, hoes.